This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Frazer Clarke here in London. Frazer, always a pleasure. How are you doing?
I'm good. Good show.
It has been a good show indeed, and obviously a man who you was linked with of some sorts, Jeamie TKV, has lost tonight. I was going to get your thoughts on his performance, the defeat, and kind of, where that, I say, leaves you. But yeah, where that fight ends.
I mean, there was never really a me and him anyway, but I'm not into kicking him on when he's down, do you know what I mean? And I could start throwing shade now, but it's not my style, do you know what I mean? I got a little bit more class than that. Jamie's a fighter, I'm a fighter, and he had a bad night at the office. I didn't see him winning a second of a round, to be honest, and it ended with a bad cut. But so I'm told they're checking out the other guy's gloves because the cut was bad, and apparently a few whispers going around about the gloves being not up to standard. So I know maybe I'm still not going to make an excuse as that's why he lost the fight, because he was losing every second of the fight anyway. But you know what, Jamie's lost, and it's his career, so unlucky.
Where do you go moving forwards? Obviously, eliminating the Jeamie TKV fight, a bit of time's passed since the Dave Allen win. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit of surgery myself going on. Got to get fixed up. I've been training through an injury for the last 3 fights, and it's just difficult, trying to get through things. But I think the logical place for me to go. I know people are going to dig at me for this because you had the opportunity before. He's obviously the winner of Fabio and David Adeleye. I believe that's where I'm at now. The problem was the rounds. I got since that conversation. I've had 16 rounds in the ring. I'm doing good things in the gym. And listen, there's been a lot of talk lately. A lot of talk from a lot of boxers. I don't want to get into it. Do you know what I mean? I just want to focus on myself. I'll try and put myself in the right position and hopefully get the winner of that too.
Where do you think you stand in terms of potentially trying to get that fight? Because obviously the fight being ordered and then not going ahead with the purse bids, Wardley-Adeleye being ordered, kind of pushes you to the back of the queue of sorts.
Yeah, it does. But listen, this is boxing, mate. This is business, and listen, the right man with the right amount of readies will get it on. Do you know what I mean? It's not a secret. Listen, we can go over. We can pick the bones out of that situation. Still haunts me actually. Still haunts me because I've come out of it looking like shit when I shouldn't have, because it wasn't me. And if I was guilty of anything, it's about being a bit inexperienced. But listen, I'll be ringside of their fight. Hope they have a good fight, and there's not gonna be no daft up and shine. I want you next to this and that. But let's hope the board or the promoters can work together and we can get a fight on.
Well, I mean, to my knowledge, the British title won't be on the line in Saudi Arabia, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Yeah, so I don't know if you have any further knowledge how things might work out.
They'll probably end up fighting for it. They'll probably make a title up and give it to them, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, it's a shame that the British title ain't being contested for. But what is it? Is the rule it has to be fought for in England? Is that or in Britain? Shame.
Just on that fight itself, I want to get your thoughts firstly on their altercation at the announcement, what would have been the announcement press conference of them. What did you make of that, and what do you think when they do share the ring?
Yeah, handbags won it, you know what I mean? So you got to say 1-0 to Team Adeleye, ain't you? Because Fabio was chewing the red carpet. But I don't think it has to. Listen, when you get in a boxing ring, it's just you and someone else, so that all goes out the window. And I think you'll turn up, and I think you'll see a relatively good fight. I've still got Fabio edging it, but I know they've had more professional fights than me. But in terms of boxing years, they're very inexperienced, both of them. So it's a big stage for them both. I don't think you'll see a classic. I think you'll probably see a swing up at times, not a lot going on at times, and may the best man win.
We're mentioning kind of, as we talk, about the heavyweight division, obviously that's going to be on the undercard of Fury-Ngannou. Tyson Fury signed for his next bout now, that undisputed bout with Alexander Usyk. Obviously a number of factors could prevent that fight from going ahead. The most obvious one being if he was to maybe get a cut or something from the Ngannou fight. But just your thoughts now, we've got a deal at least signed by Fury-Usyk.
I mean, it's good for boxing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm happy for the fans. It's what the fans deserve. I've seen that much go on in boxing. I still don't believe it till I see it in the ring or the fight week at least. You know what I mean? I would hate to see the contract because I bet you it's thick and I bet there is that many stipulations in there. So whenever it will be. We're looking the new year, or we're looking late December.
December 23rd potentially, but obviously there's obviously dates and matchroom we're looking at Ben Eubank Jr. for the 23rd.
I'm going to say if it's going to be on, it's probably February next year if it does happen. And in that case, it's a long time. A lot can happen between then and now, so we'll see.
And then just moving away from that one, get your thoughts on a couple of other topics. Kamil Sokolowski, a former opponent of yours, tested positive for testosterone after your fight. I just want to get your thoughts about that.
I was after my fight as well, wasn't it? Cheating wanker. Yeah, you know, he's useless anyway. Do you know what I mean? Tough, he's got a hard head. He's fucking useless. Didn't do him any favours. He's gone into the bare knuckle now. I hope someone fucking smashes him to pieces, to be honest. So, fuck him, idiot.
That's fair enough, Frazer. I don't want to push you too much on that. Obviously, we were just having a brief chat there off camera about kind of show clashes as well. You mentioned how Wallin-Adeleye is somebody that you love to watch, somebody you've always kind of enjoyed watching. He clashes when he fights Catterall on the 21st with a brilliant all-British fight in London between Joshua Buatsi and Azeez. Just get your thoughts on the show clashes.
I am absolutely gutted that you just told me that, because obviously Azeez and Buatsi speaks for itself. That's a monster of a fight. And I'm not sure on the undercard yet, but the undercard needs to be fire, because that could be such a good fight. That could be a really good night of boxing. But at the same time, like I was saying to you, when I used to work in the security and I watched Linares live a couple of times, and shout out to Kevin Mitchell, he giving the best fight I've seen, and it was an absolute master. Like you know, to watch it as a boxing fan. There was skills coming from both sides. Kevin Mitchell, absolute warrior, had the biggest swelling and cut on his eye, and he carried on. It was like something out of a movie, but yeah, I'm a massive fan of Linares. I think he's a great fighter.
Which one are you going to go to?
He said Liverpool as well. It's my favourite city. It's difficult, but I probably will end up at Azeez and Buatsi, to be honest, just because I feel like that's a monster. You know, I'm not saying Catterall and Linares is not a good fight, because I think it is, but I think if there's anyone looking at them two fights on that night, then there's one fight you're going to want to watch.
And then just the final one to get your thoughts on this evening out in Turkey. Also, Wallin's come away with a split decision victory against Gassiev. I know we haven't watched it, but yeah, just your news. I'm hearing that. Your thoughts on hearing that news?
I mean, a points win in Turkey. I was shocked. But yeah, you know, when you think about it, that was half expected. But yeah, I'm you know, also Wallin's a good guy. I boxed him myself years ago, and he's been up the top. He's fought Fury. I'm sure he'll be looking to get back there, and you never know down the line. That's possible future opponent. Who knows?
Running back in the pros?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? You know, really, he gave me a right arse kicking. You know, first southpaw I ever went in with, I looked a bit like Joyce against Zhang. Like literally, I just couldn't figure it out. I didn't know what was going on. So, be a good fight. Look forward to it.
What did you make of Joe's defeat the other night?
I was gutted for him. Really sad for him. It happens. You know, he couldn't get to grips with his style. He was beat by the better man. He's one of them.
The end of the road for Joe, or do you think he's got more to get?
He's still got a lot left in him. They want to talk about. A lot of people say he's British level. He's not British level.
Yeah, what did you make of Tony Bellew's comments suggesting that without his chin?
I've seen a few people say it. I've seen Tony say it. I just didn't agree with it, if I'm honest. Everyone's got entitled to their opinion, and Tony knows a lot more about boxing than I do. But I think, barring myself, I think he flatters the rest of the English lads.
Right, Frazer, listen, I appreciate your time now. I'm going to leave you to crack on with the rest of your interviews. Thanks for speaking to me. I'll see you again too.
Right, see you in a bit.